remaining 4 slots.
Yep, the idea is to have a playoff tournament at the end of a season.
Right. It's going to be 16 people, a 16-person bracket tournament, and it's going to be 12 of the slots will be guaranteed to the people with the top 12 ratings, and then everyone else who's interested will have like a set of play-in matches to get into the last of the 4 slots. So that's why the rating matters. That's what difference it makes.
Oh man, it's been so long since I've played this game.
I have no idea where to go. There's something I should grab onto. Huh.
All done, Simba. Thank you.
My music died. Like, in-game.
Huh.
I'm still hearing other sound effects, just no music.
Yeah, that might be an artifact of the save state. Sometimes that kind of thing can happen.
I think I'm dead.
Tier 1 asks if there's some sort of decay on rankings, or if you just sit there at the top.
There is not any kind of decay on rankings. That would be more of an issue if we kept this, if we kept these ratings permanent. But I think that when we start the new, I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it for season 2. But for this first season, all the way up through through the point where we do the tournament. The ratings are not going to have any kind of decay.
This is the NES version, isn't it?
Oh
I keep on
god.
forgetting. I'm used to the Genesis version of this game. The vultures do not, just go after you non-stop
Dead.
quite so much. You can actually get them off screen and have them despawn.
No, they're absolutely ridiculous in this version.
They're
Will
absolutely
you
ridiculous.
spawn all the way back?
There is a checkpoint somewhere.
It's bottom right of the level.
So I think the thing that will prevent people from just not coming on the show anymore so they don't have any chance of losing their rating is that I think it's going to take more than one appearance on the show to get up into the top 12.
Checkpoint!
Oh, there is a checkpoint somewhere in here.
Sure, but if you're already up in the top 12 after having made, 2 or 3 appearances,
Right.
Why would you come on for a 3rd or 4th?
Yeah, maybe you wouldn't, unless you're concerned that other people might, start getting ahead of you, and if you're concerned about what your rating is within the top 12. So getting into the top 12 is one thing, but the seeding for the tournaments will be, given an advantage to the higher seeded people. It'll be like reverse seeding. The number 1 seed will go against the lowest, and the second seed will go against the second lowest, etc. So there is an advantage to being further up in the, in the seeding. So, but if you don't care about that, and if you just want to make sure your spot's secure, then I guess. But after you've appeared on the show 3 times, I'd say that's plenty. That's plenty of participation.
Really, Hyena?
What we just don't want is to have one person who comes in and just does 1 episode and crushes it and knows they're not going to do that well again, so they never come back on. But as it is, I think that won't be enough to bring the person into the top 12. So you have to take a little bit more of a risk if you want to get in there.
Yeah, plus things are just kind of generally in early stages. Like, if you start at 1,000 and you only play a couple times, a very strong player only has a couple more points than a weaker player. Whereas if enough time was given to play a whole bunch more matches, that gap would start to widen.
Yeah, what I'll probably do for the second season, we may not start from scratch, we may start with some of the existing rankings, but I'll definitely either do some sort of decay for that, or maybe take the people who are no longer going to participate in SGL and redistribute their points back into the pool somehow. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to handle that. But
Oh, more hyenas.
I've got a year to decide.
Someone got to the end of the level, I see.
Yep, those
Yeah.
hyenas are the
That's
last.
the real tricky part about this goal. Getting up to it is hard, but hyena fight's the showstopper. But the trick is really just to getting the hyena to jump straight up and down by faking him out.
And then, of course, when you continue, you lose your checkpoint.
Yep.
Ah, damn it.
That's just health.
The season is going to be, well, we want to do the tournament sometime in the fall of 2015. So, yeah, probably sometime in the fall. It's going to take, I haven't exactly planned out what days the episodes are going to be on or how I'm going to break up the tournament into an episode structure. But I'm thinking it'll probably take about a month and a half to do the tournament, so I want to make sure that it gets finished in time for people who are going to be preparing for AGDQ, you know, so it doesn't get in the way of them preparing for the next AGDQ. So we're probably looking at like October, November maybe for it. So the regular season will run through, you know, September, most likely. Fall's kind of a vague thing, you know, oh, it's going to happen in the fall. It could be any time. But that's, I'm thinking more like, you know, at least up through November for the, or at least up through September for the regular season.
Hagspam has discovered that if you miss that jump, you fall back earlier
Yeah.
in the level.
All the way back down.
That was my favorite thing as a kid.
This level looks really cool. When you look at the map of it, it's
Yeah.
pretty neat layout. The way you start kind of close to where the end is and make your way all the way down and then around the side and up.
I just overwrote the save state.
Oh, I love that.
Alright, Dragon Dark, I take it back. The save state is horrible. You were right.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, the thing about this goal is that there is like health containers. Your maximum health can be upgraded throughout the game, and this level happens maybe about halfway through the speed run. And so
I think it's like the third level.
oh, is it the third level?
Yeah.
Aren't there only like
Prime
7
Land,
levels to this game?
I just can't wait to be king.
I think there's 10.
Or 10? Oh, okay, all right. So it's only a couple levels into it. But it is, I guess, assumed that in the first 2 levels you're going to have picked up a couple of health upgrades.
There's one first level, but it makes all the difference.
I think you could have 2 upgrades up to this point, can't you?
No, there's for health. There's one in the Pride Lands, and then one in Hakuna Matata. There's a roar increase in this level, and I think one in the Exile. And then it all resets when you become an adult. Just an interesting mechanic.
Huh.
And yeah, there's a couple more in Be Prepared and Simba's Return.
I see.
I had the pleasure of watching
But there's-
the NES version of this be run
Yay!
at the Best of NES Marathon. It is quite a different beast.
Yes,
Well,
it's a very
sorry,
different game.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say that that's a game that I want to have on SGL, NES Lion King.
Oh boy.
And that's on the to-do list.
Do it.
Like,
Do it.
You'll see NES Lion King on this show eventually.
Wow, you can even end up at the very beginning of the stage if you miss a jump.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's actually a couple of jumps you can miss that send you to the beginning from here too. Oh, come on, really, Vulture?
I have no idea how to beat the vultures.
You have to jump on them.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
At the top of the screen.
As opposed to all the other options you have.
roar, man! You could roar at them.
That's true.
That's how you beat the monkeys.
Right, that gets the monkeys to change directions.
Well, no, and the big ape at the end of Hakuna Matata, you have to roll at him. So you see, there are options. Oh my god, did I just miss that jump? Wow.
Oh,
Like, how do you miss that jump? I don't... So, something else in addition to Feasel not getting the health upgrade for some reason is that the game has different difficulty levels that determine how many hits the hyenas take before you knock them out, and also how much they have to do before they become in the exhausted state where you can damage them.
Oh.
And this is not the easier of the options. I don't know if this is normal or hard, but
I think this is normal. And
the health could have been very much compensated for had it been on.
right. Well, I used the
level,
password to get
but-
here, to get to up to the level, which is part of the reason why the health is what it is. It was either the password or it was the task, but I did something so that I could just shortcut straight to here.
You didn't want to play the auto-scroller?
Yeah, right. Who wants to play the auto-scroller? Sure.
I like the way the bones fly up when you're running around on them.
Yeah. No, this is a wonderful game.
Yeah.
This particular save state aside, and I suggest anyone who had bad experiences with this to give it another try in an actual run.
Is there anything left to plug? Is there a Sunday sequence break tomorrow?
There is. Tomorrow we are doing Sunday Sequence Break. We were a little unsure what we were going to do for the last episode of the year, but I believe the plan is to do a yearly recap. Just talk about interesting things that have happened over the past year. I don't know what the state of it is, who's the guests. Flicky is organizing it, and I don't know yet what his master plan is, but we're going to be on it, at least. There will at least be records, and I believe we're going to talk about the year in retrospect, so that should be interesting.
And that starts at 7?
7 p.m. Eastern Time on this station right here. Yes, sir.
Oh god. That's death.
So, something else, the easier difficulties... What? How did that hit me? That the easier difficulties get you is vultures die in 1 hit instead of 2. Which,
Yeah, I cannot believe they take 2 hits with how hard they are.
on this version is...
Yeah.
On Genesis, 2 hits doesn't hurt so much.
Yep. I recommend following TSS Break on Twitter at TSS Break. That's what we'll use to tweet announcements of upcoming episodes. This is going to be the last SGL of 2014. We're going to take the next week off, and then it's AGDQ time, and then I'm going to need a little bit of downtime after AGDQ because I'm going to be traveling for a few days afterwards. But then the following Saturday, we'll be back with more SGL. So far, the game and the players for that have not been determined yet, but there's a bunch of people whose schedules are going to be suddenly much more free after HDQ happens, so I imagine there'll be no shortage of players. But anyway, yeah, check out our Twitter, TSS Break, and we'll give announcements about when these episodes are coming up. Oh, we get to see some other levels. This is a really great game. Like, if you guys haven't played Lion King, any version of it, you should definitely check it out. But the Super Nintendo version is particularly nice.
Well, you play the NES version for a different reason.
Yeah, for other reasons. I need to step... Go ahead.
Another interesting difference between the Genesis and SNES versions is that the final boss Scar, in the Genesis version, he has an animation that says he's vulnerable. And that animation lasts for probably 2 seconds. On the SNES version, for whatever reason, the animation lasts for like 8 frames. I don't know why they did that, but...
I think when I rented this as a kid, I got all the way up to... what is the last level called? Anyway, yeah. It got all the way up there.
The last level is Pride Rock. That's where
Pride
you fight Scar.
Yeah, so I fought Scar. You fight him 3 times or something, and like I fought him once, and I was, I'm on the last few lives or whatever, and I beat him, and I was like, I did it! And then you fight him again, and he kills me, and takes my last life. Game over.
Yeah, you have to fight him, I think, 3 times.
Yeah, so that's when it went back to the store. That was the last of my Lion King experience.
I will beat this safe state.
I don't think I can beat it. I got to the checkpoint once.
It looks like someone has used a code to skip right to Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Oh no, that was just the attract mode going. Okay. There is a code though, like you can do a level select. Some other stuff.
I think Hakuna Matata would be a good future SGL goal.
Could be.
It's got a good boss, has a good climb, much better than the Ardy climb.
Yeah.
And either the Exile or what's the one after that? Just Can't Wait? No.
Isn't Hakuna Matata after that?
No, whatever the level after that, I forget. I don't think it's Simba's Return. I think that's the one after. Oh, Be Prepared. Yeah.
Oh.
That either of those 2 levels would be good.
Yeah, well, one of the things that people can do to help out is to suggest games and even supply save states for different goals.
With appropriate amounts of health?
Yep. There are some guidelines for what you should look out for and what makes a good goal. Actually, I think...
Non-Asharian hitboxes?
Yeah, okay, here we go. Aim for 90 seconds to 3.5 minutes.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
And the estimate should be based off of average play, not top-tier speedrun play.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be NES or SNES. We're working on getting...
For the moment.
Other emulators up, and that'll be a lot of fun. We get a whole bunch of more games in there. And then, yeah, a description... and there's some tips. Avoid auto-scrollers, cutscenes. Consider what resources the player could have.
That's usually one of the trickiest things getting right. I mean, as you can see by the Lion King, you come in here with a different amount of health and it completely changes the goal. But yeah, coming in, like health, what items that you should have, what equipment, that often makes a difference in the goal.
And hopefully there's not a lot of RNG. And consider the different creative ways of playing. If there's a low percent or 100% or pacifist, that sort of thing, sometimes that makes for a better goal than your typical
90%.
90%.
Yeah. It's often nice to have something that you wouldn't get, that you couldn't just get from copying the strats from a speedrun. Give someone a little, a change, a low percent, or, ban a certain glitch that gets used a lot in a speedrun or something like that. We have a little bit of leeway, but that leaves players room to find their own strats, so it's not always just a matter of copying the existing world record run or TAS or whatever. But it's not necessary. It's just one thing that you might consider. But yeah, we'd love to get more goals. I mean, that's probably the most time-consuming part about producing these episodes, is just coming up with goals and making sure that they actually work and they're not, too horrible.
And that they are sufficiently horrible.
Or sufficiently horrible. Not too easy, but not so horrible that no one can finish them. It's really hard to get that right. I gotta say, it's difficult to get the difficulty at the right level.
Yeah. Related to that, I am really impressed with everyone today for completing all of those goals.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
I was very much expecting a couple of DNFs.
Yep. For Ardy, it was very, very hard. Mm-hmm. It also went a bit longer than we hoped for. I mean, I generally hope for somewhere between 2 and 3 minutes. Ideally, it can be a little bit longer or a little shorter as needed. But yeah, wow, we did. You guys did a really good job.
No, I
Fell down
Hyena!
to start.
There it is. Right in my face. The hyena did nothing, and then he jumped directly into my face. Thanks, hyena.
Alright, let me tweet these results. Results tweeted.
Whoa! That just broke immediately.
Oh wow, there's a continue pickup.
Yeah.
Huh.
And if you're good, you can pick it up and then get on that little bouncy thing and come back up top without having to redo the whole thing.
It's a shame that the way this goal works, that extra life would probably be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Because you use the checkpoint at least. That game you're seeing in the lower right, Umahara Kawasa, is fantastic, underrated, or maybe just not very well known, but a great platformer with a grappling mechanic. Multiple ways to go through the levels. It's sort of got a weird branching structure to it. Neat game.
Mash me!
Yeah, I remember seeing the tool-assisted run and being like, "Wow!"
Yeah.
Crazy business.
Yeah. Tool-assisted runs of grappling-based games are always pretty nuts.
Huh, just had the sound cut out again. Or not the sound, the music.
Music, yeah, that happens. I've seen that happen on SNES 9X for a lot of games when you load from a save state. I believe that is an emulator problem. Just loading the save state and some, music trigger doesn't happen.
Ah. I got to the third hyena. I saw him.
Oh right, that's right. You finally beat one of the hyenas, and another one just drops down from the sky.
Yep.
Yeah.
The final FU in this wonderful, wonderful goal.
I will beat the save state.
Yeah, you'll beat this goal. Someone will beat it.
I'm safe stating to the checkpoint.
I have a checkpoint or a save state at the checkpoint. I figure that's fair-ish.
Okay.
It's basically
That's what it
like
takes
just,
for you to sleep at night, then okay.
yeah. Well, it's basically just giving me infinite lives, but
Yeah,
it's not
just
giving
infinite
me.
lives, that's all.
Well, it's not giving me an advantage that I wouldn't have if I just round out the first part. You know, I've shown
Yeah.
the first part is doable, and I'm just saving the time of doing it over and over again each time I fail the second half.
Mhm. But if you wanted to be like, do it within the way the show is structured,
Sure.
there would be a limit of an hour 30 or whatever. So
Why are they not jumping? Oh my god.
Yeah, they'll throw you that way.
Oh, there he goes. Now he jumped.
Right into your face?
Yep, right into you.
Yeah. Whenever they aren't jumping, I find that when they do jump, it's into my face.
Yep. That's what it seems like. Well, maybe they have
I
to
heard-
jump forward first.
All three.
Yeah,
Is this the end?
Oh yes, I killed both of. No!
that's it. You got to the end from a save state.
I have no
Well,
idea when I started the time.
I killed both of the first two, but at the same time, so that I only had one. But then he came in and just hit me in instant death. But I was close.
wait, was Freeball using a save state, or was that?
Yeah,
the
I
start.
used the save state
Yeah.
at the
Oh, okay.
No.
checkpoint.
We get the auto
Still,
scroller.
only 7 minutes or whatever. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I have no idea when I started that timer.
I think if you kept it going, you probably would have got it within the hour 30.
Oh yeah, that's a good point that Yaki Arvinen made about the TSSB episode. I noticed the audio was muted, but later today I'm going to be posting the most recent TSSB episode to YouTube, and I've got the audio from the local recordings, so you will be able to listen to it without the muting. That's the first time a TSSB episode has gotten muted, despite a bunch of places where we've totally violated the, the terms of service. That's the first time we actually got dinged for it. I don't know what happened. It must have been one of the things we played in a highlight video had a song that triggered the audio copyright. I mean, during the Holy Diver episode, we replaced the outro music with the Holy Diver, which, clearly that's going to be protected audio. But that one somehow made it 5.
Whoa, the lag! I've never seen this game lag like that. Ugh.
A new Lion King TV series. I can see that being popular. I'm surprised that they haven't really made much of the Lion King. Besides, I guess the live
Lion
shows.
King 2,
Yeah, they had a Lion King 2. That's right.
Simba's Pride or
And,
something.
2.5, I believe.
Oh, they had a 2.5. Was that like a straight-to-video release?
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that was like a Timon and Pumbaa focused thing.
Yeah, it's what happened during. It's like their point of view of everything.
Mm-hmm. The Lion King 2 is also direct-to-video. Okay. I didn't think I saw that advertised in the theaters.
It wasn't very good.
Only like second Disney movie I can think of that was in theaters was like Return of Jafar for Aladdin 2.
Is that in theaters? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was.
Huh.
Does anyone
Sadly.
else wish that Disney would make actual animation again instead of the everything computer generated?
I don't know.
Aren't there?
Frozen.
No, I guess not. I'm trying to think
Yeah,
of an
everything-
actual true cartoon.
Yeah, everything's like Frozen now.
I really liked Frozen.
It's cheaper to make CG.
Hey,
so-
only one hyena spawned.
That's Andy.
Yeah, I still died, but it's Andy. Either that or one hyena despawned.
What was the last non-CG Disney cartoon movie?
Well, the last
Was it?
3 were Frozen, Tangled, and Wreck-It Ralph.
Right, but
Was
Those were
it
all 3D.
Princess and the Frog?
That's what I want to say it was, but
I know that was their last princess, quote unquote, movie, but
oh, their last
Brave-
like Princess Fairy Tale
Brave
movie.
was all computer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like back in like the N64 era when it's like, hey, we can do 3D now, and then everyone forgot that 2D platformers could be fun in their own right.
Right.
And I wish Disney would realize, hey, hand-drawn animation can be, a good art form in its own right.
There will be a resurgence at some point. It might end up being CG that's made to look like old style cell animation, most likely.
Well, I mean,
In the same-
all animation's done by computers now.
Well, sure, but like with the process itself changes what the product looks like. But I could see like in the future, a new process being made to like emulate the way old cell animation looked. At least that. I mean, in the same way that like
What?
the 2D platformer. Did you get it?
What? No!
I thought you got the
Just
double.
watch.
I thought you got
Watch.
the special spawn again. Okay.
they've done some shorts to have that, like the paper one.
What's the paper one?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That was really good. What
Um,
was it called? I'm actually on IMDb, but the list is huge for all of Walt Disney Pictures.
It's weird with like video games. I mean, it was all new games being 3D. Was such a big thing, and even like platformer type games would be 2.5D or 3D like 2D games like
2.5D didn't
it's
really
called
do the-
Paperman.
Paperman.
until like Wii. Like it took a while for on consoles anyway for it to come back.
Well, yeah, like the whole like Super Meat Boy being a prime example of like the new retro platformer game. Games that are very much obviously focused on reviving old NES and SNES type gameplay.
Well,
like
I'm
that's sort of a
thinking
trend.
things also like New Super Mario Brothers.
That's true, yeah.
Where you have that 2.5D, but it's bringing back the feel of the old 2D Marios.
Right, it definitely feels more of like a 2D game than Little Big Planet does to me. Like definitely the new Super Mario Brothers at least feels like it is supposed to be an old school 2D game, despite the updated graphics. But anyway, maybe that whole like return to your roots revolution will happen with animated movies eventually.
Yeah, I just wish we didn't have to leave our roots. Can't we have our roots and our leaves at the same time? Sounds like a good plan. Works for trees.
Is there a Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie coming out in 2016?
I have
I
no
don't
idea.
know why there should be, but
I mean, there's like Cooper movie coming, but
There's an entry for it in a cast, I guess, but no other information.
are you sure this is on normal difficulty?
I'm not 100% sure it's on normal difficulty. How many hyenas are you fighting? Just 2?
3 hyenas.
3, okay, that may be the hardest difficulty actually.
Two at the first time. They were taking 2 hits each and 2 jumps to become exhausted.
And then one more jumps in as you defeat the first one.
Oh! Alright, time for the stampede.
Are they remaking the Jungle Book?
Oh man, the music for this level on the SNES is so much better than the Genesis.
Yeah, but you gotta love the Genesis twang. That twangy Genesis synth
Sure.
sound.
And Genesis
Oh,
is
yeah.
the better version, if only for Scar and the Vultures. But the music, wow. Or maybe it's I'm using headphones.
Yeah, Carpercolor, you make a good point about the fact that, you know, it may be cost prohibitive to do things the old way, even if that's what's necessary in order to get that classic feel to things. With video games, it's sort of a different thing because it's costs so much less to make a video game than to make a movie, and there's more release opportunities, whereas movies have to be, it's kind of like go big or go home, but, you know, you can have video games released on all kinds of different scales and still be successful. So I guess there's definitely more room for them to experiment.
One thing that's kind of interesting, though, is that with, you know, all the animation being done on computers anyway, from just a production standpoint, I don't know that there's much difference if they wanted to make it into one way or the other.
Yeah.
There could be, though. That's not my field.
Oh, apparently Paperman was done with a combination of 2D and 3D.
Alright, and that was the Stampede.
A live-action CGI adaptation of what? Jungle Book?
I think so. It's got like Scarlett Johansson, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray?
Yep.
He's still a dude. He's still alive, doing things.
Well, I know he's still a dude and still alive. I didn't know he was still doing movies.
He's not like disappeared off the face of the earth. There is still a guy, Bill Murray, doing stuff somewhere. Oh yeah, Jungle Book. Okay, that's what that refers to. That's cool. I'm surprised to see that get rebooted because I don't know. Like, it just feels like Jungle Book is something that's just a bit older and hasn't had a lot of other like spin-off stuff. Like, there haven't been Jungle Book spin-off TV shows or anything.
There
right?
was that thing with Brendan Fraser.
That thing with Brendan Fraser?
Yeah. He did some movie that was related to the Jungle Book, didn't he?
Maybe. I mean, the only thing I think of Jungle Book-ish is Tailspin,
Or
and
am I
Tailspin
making
didn't
things
have
up?
anything like that it spun off into, did it?
He did a Tarzan movie, didn't he?
Okay,
He
maybe
did, but that wasn't
that might be
Jungle
what
Book.
I'm thinking. Sometimes Sometimes
Yeah,
I just make things up in deep dreams.
Tailspin I remember, but I was trying to think of like since the 90s though. There's hasn't been any mention of Jungle Book anywhere that I can think of. So it is interesting to see that come back. But I guess that's, you know, a reason why it might be made into a movie. Someone thinks it's time to reboot that franchise. George of the Jungle, that's what that was. That was a funny cartoon. So, too bad the live action wasn't good. Maybe if they'd cast Rick Moranis in it.
On a completely unrelated side note, I have been using a Wii U Pro controller for this, and it is amazing, and I highly recommend it to everyone.
That's it's Classic Controller Pro or something? Is that what it is?
No, it's Wii U Pro controller. The Classic Controller Pro is a Wii thing.
Oh, that's the regular Wii. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Is it shaped like PlayStation-y with like the hand grips, kinda?
Yeah. It's you know, it's shaped PlayStation or Xboxy. I'd say it's fairly similar to a 360 in shape.
Okay, I think I feel like the 360 is a lot different than the PlayStation controllers. It's I don't know, just a different style.
I mean, it's Nintendo, so you've got your control sticks on top.
And the D-pad below.
Right.
Okay.
And D-pad and buttons below. Analog triggers, which hurts for some things, but is great for SNES games.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? I don't get these hitboxes.
Fantastic.
Oh,
battery
you're
life.
doing the can't wait to be
I
king.
have no
Mhm.
idea how to get through that.
I think there's like a really saucy way you can do it with just a single jump that the tool assisted
Wait.
run does.
Is someone stuck somewhere?
Yeah, he's riding the ostrich.
Oh, yeah.
He needs to do the double jump part.
Yeah, and you can double jump wherever
Oh.
you're supposed to do a regular jump, but you. Or no, you can double jump over where you're supposed to. I'm forgetting. I want to say you can double jump over all of them actually. Both the regular jumps and the ducks. But the timing on a double jump's a little trickier, so it's easier to do the recommended part.
Oh
Swinging on
god.
these hippos is brutal.
This is impossible.
The hitbox is supposed to
Yeah.
be terrible. It looked
but
like you
there's
were
a one
right
up
on
right
it.
there.
Oh no!
And the whole time, the
direction.
ones on top are looking at you with that sideways. I don't know what that is. Look at that. It's,
That creepy glance. It's sort of like a, hey, you know what I mean, kind of
Yeah.
look that he's giving you.
just like I designed this level.
Cool level, know what I mean?
How the hell did I miss that? Wait. I'm safe stating hard now.
Oh, that giraffe. Oh, shortcut. You're practically speedrunning this thing.
Yep. These pink whatever they are so
I
hard
think
to
it's a
see.
rhino?
It goes by too
Oh,
fast,
come
I can't
on!
tell.
I was right at the end too.
Oh my god. Your reaction times. Another double jump.
You know, it's funny on this game because you get the health pickup in the first level, and you think, okay, this is going to give me a little extra buffer in one or two spots here or there. But you don't realize until you don't have it
Mm-hmm.
just how nearly impossible some of the levels are.
Oh my god, it's stuck again. This is horrible.
Ugh, I need to stop falling into those porcupines.
There's a crazy secret in this level, isn't there? Where you roll into a wall or something, and
Which one?
in Simba's exile.
There's a couple of places where you can roll into a wall on the on the edge. Right before, really, right in the face. Right before the final jump across the gap. There's a continue, and there's another spot with a one up, and I think a roar beetle.
Why is this stage
Yeah.
still not
Oh.
done?
There, like that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
How the hell?
I think even one of the, if I'm recalling, one of those hidden little bits has a checkpoint in it, which is evil. Why am I just clipping through this?
Oh.
Yarvin in chat is trying to start a riot by positing the question, what is the best Disney animated feature?
Well, the answer is obviously Lion King, so I don't know what kind of riot can resolve in that.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not even going to get involved.
Oh, just a heads up, if anyone else is still watching, there is a Donkey Kong 64 race going on today between like all the big runners of that game. So if that's a game you remember liking as a kid, A, you're wrong, but B, there's a good race of it.
Yeah, everyone talks about how broken that game is, but like, it's not easy to find all that crazy stuff.
Oh no, it really is.
Like, I like 201%ed the game and all that, but like, I think I found the one where Chunky can just like get really big and jump through a wall or something, but that was the only one I ever encountered. So I had a mostly positive experience with that game.
Huh. I mean, even all the glitches aside, I found the camera to be intolerable. Although there are 2 camera modes and maybe, wow, that was terrible. There are 2 camera modes and maybe as a kid I was just always using the wrong one. So that could be my fault.
So I'm done. Thanks for inviting me for the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming. That was a great show. can't wait to see what future episodes look like after AGDQ.
Yep. It's really cool that the European people can now join too, because Thursday was like impossible.
Yeah. 2 in the morning to like 6.
Okay, so I'm out. Good night.
Cheers.
If you come back, we'll kill ya!
Oh yeah,
This
this bug
minigame.
thing. It's like you can get just completely impossible patterns.
Yeah. Alright, Hakuna Matata! Does anyone remember the path to the health bug?
Nope.
I think you want to keep right, sort of.
It's not full right. You have to go left somewhere. I forget where. And I think it's on the second set of waterfalls, too. Oh, this game is so eerie without the music.
Oh, it didn't come back?
It just cut out like 3 seconds into the level. And yeah. Like the spiders are just super loud isn't the right word. But you notice them. Oh boy, do you notice them. I think I go... Oh! Oh! There it was! It's left, left, right, left on the second. Yeah.
Oh, so I was totally wrong.
Right, left. There it is. Alright, got the health. Unfortunately, it spits you out at the bottom of the waterfall. Which is a little harder climb. But it's worth it. Especially for that 8 boss.
I still can't believe the NES version ends at that boss. When I saw that,
now
I just
for a
burst out
reasonable
laughing.
climb,
Right.
like Ardy's.
Right. I don't know. I always hate climbs like this in speedruns. Like spots just like this, a bunch of things falling that you have to climb on.
I like it. It's fun to try to find the pattern that gets you up in a reasonable way.
Right, but it's always so dependent on, are they on a fixed timer? Is it all screen controlled?
Yeah.
Is there
Well,
so many factors?
This one in particular, it's all a fixed timer. I love how they hide this instant death bug up here in a hidden area.
Well, you should know that hourglass means don't touch.
Right. But just that they put it in a hidden area that you have
You'd
to
be
find.
like, oh sweet, I found something.
Right.
You sure did.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
there's a
that's
tendency to just collect everything in games, because it must be good, right? Oh, you just got baboon punched.
Bam.
Yeah, there's like supposed to be boss music, or the music changes, but I don't have music, so I didn't realize that's where he started.
You just don't want to admit you got outsmarted by a baboon.
Ow. I swear there's a... I've seen runs that...
Wow, that's not a baboon, it's an orangutan. What am I thinking? A baboon's a monkey. That's clearly an ape. See the way he escapes? It's an ape escape.
Alright, Feasel, we're revoking your pun privileges.
What will I ever talk about if I can't pun?
Oh, come on, that was the last hit! Almost had him.
Ooh.
Although considering I have less health than I should, now I'm getting a really interesting sound when the coconuts like hit the water. Not something I've heard before. More sound glitching, I think. Oh! I was never good at this boss. Like, first off, the rolling mechanic is questionable at times.
Does he always, does the orang always jump to the same places?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And he won't jump until you hit him.
Alright, so it's always exactly the same number of cycles to beat this guy, or the same number of
Yeah.
instances that you run into him. There's not any weird way to, like, push him off that ledge there or something, huh?
No.
Okay.
Even the task does it the slow way.
Alright.
But it's so, like, doing a roll on command is tricky because the controls are to push,
You have to be...
down, hold down while you're moving forward.
Right.
And that is not a natural thing to do
You can't, like...
on demand in short space.
You don't, like, reverse Hadoken or something?
No. And then you have to jump out of your roll before you get close enough for him to backhand you. Like he did right there.
Hmm.
Which makes him a...
Well, I think I'm gonna take off. I went and bought myself a 3DS for Christmas. I've got
Ooh.
a stack of games here. I'm
Nice.
looking forward to.
I
getting
highly
into.
recommend Link Between Worlds
Yep, got that.
and Ocarina 3D, of course.
Oh, I don't have that. I played that game so much on the
The 3D is so much better though. Like, so they redid a lot of the visuals, so it looks
yeah,
better.
he's got ears now instead of vertexes pulled out.
Right. And it includes Master Quest, which is nice.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I ever went through that. So, something to think about.
Cool. Alright, well, thanks for coming on and commentating and all that.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. So next episode's, late January. Mid
Yeah.
to late January.
It's probably going to be the 17th or the 24th of January, whatever. I mean, it'll either be the next Saturday after HDQ or it'll be the following one.
Already. I hope
Cool.
to be there.
Cool. All right.
All right.
See you next
Cheers,
year.
guys.
And I'm probably going to have to go in a moment. I could see if you beat this boss, but after that point, I'll probably call it quits on the stream.
If I beat the boss, you should let it run for just a hair more so people can see adult Simba.
Okay, sure, yeah. That's true. This is the end of the young Simba phase.
Yeah.
The game follows the progression, Simba growing. I guess it's only small and big, but still.
I'll make a snapshot here to ensure I beat him.
That
in
you
a
absolutely do.
reasonable time.
There you go.
Well, that was a nice damage boost up there. That ground attack will damage you if you're standing while he does it.
What mode are you playing on? Is this hard mode?
This is whatever the same save state was.
I still cannot remember if this is normal or hard.
But I can tell you the monkey boss isn't any different on easy.
Oh, okay.
He can be easier if you have the extra 2 hits of health. Ugh. I've got 2 rolls to do, and I can take 3 hits of damage. Why is this so hard? It doesn't help that, like, you can so easily get hit by another coconut right after getting hit by a first.
Yeah, I guess you don't really know how many he's going to throw, do you? Is
Not
it always
really.
3? No, it seems variable.
Yeah, it can be variable. He throws them in spurts.
Right. There'll definitely be pauses, but I just didn't know if how many he threw was the same every time. Yeah, no, that time he got 4, and it was 3 on the other one. So yeah, I don't know.
Oh, damn it! I hit the reset by accident. That was a good roll and everything. That's how I feel. Alright, there it is.
There we go.
A little bit of save state cheating, but
Only a little bit.
this isn't a real run, so I'll take it. Alright. So now I've got a slash and a maul. A much bigger roar. Die, little monkeys. Nation Simulator.
So the controls change a little bit once you're, or I guess they don't really. The controls don't change, but your roar actually can hurt things or something.
Your roar is more powerful.
It does different things.
Yeah. It can hurt some of the smaller enemies. Like this guy, I can just kill him by roaring.
Yeah, when you're little, you can. The roar is just useful for, like, it changes the monkey's directions, the ones that you have to swing off of. It's useful for, like, puzzle solving things.
Oh, come on.
And I think you can stun certain enemies with it or something.
Porcupines flip upside down, and then you can
Yeah.
jump on them if you roar at them.
Right. But Simba's got a bigger roar now, which I guess is a little different. Other than that, though, doesn't it control pretty much the same despite the larger hitbox?
Well, you have attacks now, so
you can slash with your feet.
You don't have your roll, but you have a slash with your feet, and you have a maul, which
Right.
is a secondary attack. Slower does more damage.
Oh, I see. You have just the single swat with your paw, but you have the one where you rear back onto your hind
Right.
legs and start
Right, and
pawing
the
things.
SWAT is Y, the maul is X.
Got it.
Unless you're on Genesis, in which case the maul is, I think, some unholy abomination of jump and swipe at the same time, if I recall. But if you had one of the turbo controllers with
With the 6 buttons, yeah.
yeah, then you could get them all on the 6th button.
Right. So you can't roll anymore, right? There's no more roll attack.
There's no more roll.
All right. I see.
You can see the over and down kind of on
Yeah.
my foots.
Cool. Well, it's nice to see what the next level looks like. We get to see what grown-up Simba is. Hopefully, if we have this game on SGL again, we'll get some other levels played, including some adult levels.
The next adult level has some hyenas to get your revenge
Oh,
on.
good. Right. We want to have hyenas. That's got to be a staple of any Lion King SGL goal.
But
Right.
you can actually, like, kill them the same way I'm taking on these panthers.
All right. You don't have to hop on them. You can just swat them. Okay.
Right.
And maul them.
So, completely different dynamic. Thus the why I say get your revenge.
Right. All right, cool. Well, I gotta go, so I'm gonna take the stream down. But thank you for everyone who watched, and thank you for sticking around. And thanks.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, yeah, BinaryDragon for playing some Lion King, so we get to see more than just the boneyard. All right, guys, check out Sunday Sequence Break tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then I'll see you all at HDQ. Bye-bye.